Okay. Welcome in. We are on a Friday here. We are doing a Fundamental Friday. I'm excited for that. So, okay. Now I gotta watch out for my cat here. Oh, oops. Okay. Okay. So last night I was working on this. So I'm gonna pause on that for right now. Let me get. Let me get a sheet of paper here. Let me find something. Give me a second. There we go. No, don't want that. No, that. There are my panels. Okay. That's an old one. I'll need that. No. Man, I got so many different pages started. Let's do this one. Got screwed up. One side doesn't work. I always will use the other. So, okay. Oh, how's everybody doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, I hit my knee. Always forget about that. Okay. Okay. You guys see that? Okay. Cool. Um. Use the cleaner side. Oh, I gotta tell you, I've been missing um being able to do traditional stuff. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, digital's nice and it works really well, but I'm much slower digitally compared to my traditional. Um, like even just laying out certain pieces, I'm a little bit more deliberate because I have to be. I don't if I mess up traditionally, it's one of those moments where uh, it could be erased, but that mark is still there. Like you can still see that mark. Okay, so let's um let's get working on this. Okay, welcome in. So do some hands. I'm gonna. So we got some volume in this hand. Now Now, I found when doing this, I can shape a, hey, welcome back. When doing a hand, everybody goes, there's a lot of people that have been like, hey, do a hand using this box. Like Jim Lee, his whole thing is create a pentagon. Okay, so here, okay, we've got Horchata Minion. Thank you. I greatly appreciate all the likes. Welcome back in. Okay, so Jim's whole thing is here's the hand, the back of the hand, the basis of everything. Okay, we got the index, we got the middle, we've got the ring, and then the pinky. Okay, the thumb comes out. Okay, and so forth. Is okay. He does a whole video. If you go on YouTube and look up Jim Lee hands, you can find a whole video of all this, and don't get me wrong, it's phenomenal, but it doesn't always. You have to find what works for you. This might work for you. This might not. I have noticed I do better if I think of it as a 3D shape. So if I treat this more as like like an actual box or a loaf, some or it's like a piece of bread, or a loaf of bread or whatever. I I can now shape this, but I also want to draw through the shape, because if I don't draw through the shape, like right there, I drew through my shape and I realized, okay, this sphere where the thumb is going to be, you know, protruding from, won't match up properly, because I need that. When you look at a hand, right in here, this is a ball. You can create a small ball in that area, and the thumb will sit. However, all of this is the box. And when breaking it down, I want to be able to come down into this here, and get this fleshy part when necessary. Get the meaty part of the palm, the pinky area, because now I can find this here. Here's my pinky. It's coming from this side. Now I can round. Okay, we got the wrist. It comes through. Now I have my shape of coming into the hand, the actual arm. And then if I think of this as the thumb is hanging, I can lightly put it in there just so that way I have an idea of where the thumb is. Okay. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. I am just doing some fundamental work. We're working on hands at the moment. Okay. So now I've got the pinky, the knuckle for the pinky. I can have the knuckle for the ring finger, the knuckle for the index or the middle, and then the index. Now, mind you, as you move these, if I turn this, and I was thinking about this the other night when I was thinking about a hand, you almost have to think of this as more of a three-dimensional sphere that has a pole that runs through it. Okay, where I've got this finger. Okay, this finger might come here, but then I'm going to fan it through. Say this finger comes down. Okay, I'll have that knuckle. knuckle. Okay, if I can get the now, I follow Ragon on this one. Find the index, find the pinky, hands been solved. Okay, because realistically, you don't need to find every finger. You need to be able to find the space between. So if I know I have this, I can now start following this fanny action I was thinking of. So if I want this pinky to be more down, okay, now I want to overlap this because A, it's important to get that depth. That overlap here. Okay, now it's mapped in there. It's not perfect. Yes, I can probably do a few things when it comes down to oh, it comes down to all of this, but uh, I've got a good reference point now because now I can start adding the details of the thumb coming down. You'll be able to see a little bit of the thumb back in here. I can thin this out potentially. I can also map out potential fingernails. Okay, this. Okay, there's a lot that I can improve upon, but I at least have the landmark for it. And you oh, get the general gist of, hey, it's a hand. You know, I really wanted to be lazy. I can do it the Jim Lee way and just make that a knuckle. Now thumb. Okay, so boom, boom. Now I got a fist. Now we come back in here. Boom. And we can turn him into Wolverine. Boom, boom, boom. Ha. No, just kidding. But I get the whole mapping out this way because it now turns it easily into a fist, which in the superhero world, you kind of need to know how to make a fist. The dramatic, being able to draw a good fist and dramatic hand action is important, especially when it comes to superheroes. Because if you don't have that, it's going to be a lot harder to really kind of show off their emotion. If you notice, when it comes to a good comic book, um, you're going to find that the hands give more emotion than anything and kind of drive the action of a lot of things. So, uh, actually, let's do another foot. I forgot who I was watching, but man, they did a great job explaining a foot, and I couldn't believe it. Like just that simple action of changing this, oh, a triangle. And boom, I can now picture the toes and the ankles, and and it allows you to do so much. So, although everything my TikTok seems like it's very laggy tonight. I don't know. Anyways, you want to see any of this in full screen? Head on over to the Purple app. Uh, Same name, just with a underscore in between shining and silence. You can also take a look right in here. TikTok, you can see right here. That's all my social medias. Okay, you can also follow me on any of those. Greatly appreciated. Um, but yeah, of course I got disconnected from TikTok again. What is going on with TikTok lately? I don't understand what's going on there. Yeah, I don't know. I am. Why is it not connecting? Okay. I hate to say this, TikTok. I'm gonna say goodnight to you. If you want to keep watching, I'm gonna stay on the purple over on Twitch. Uh, Streaming tonight. You get TikTok seems too unstable lately, so you guys have a good night. Come watch me over there. Follow, send me some follows. Okay. You guys have a good night. Okay. As for Twitch here, you guys seem to be having fun. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's kind of annoying. Okay. Okay, Twitch. I've got you guys captive. Yeah? Oh, hello. Sorry. Getting a little loud over there. I forget the mic is really close to me now. Anyways, let's say, okay, let's use this to make a shoe. Okay. Now let's get the shoelaces locked in. Yeah. Okay. Add a shoe. Quickly add a shoe, and then some pants on top of that. Welcome in over on Twitch here. Feel free to drop a follow. I am trying to. I need 10 more people to make affiliate. That's what I'm trying to push towards. That's my last requirement is to get 25 followers. I am looking forward to that day that I get to make that. Okay. Now let's I've done so many facial features. I'm just like I don't want to do faces. I don't want to do like yeah, I want to do anatomy, but I don't want to do anatomy and all sorts of stuff. Just so much. But I digress. Let's what else can I do? You know what was it? I saw this. Go. Let's make a box. Okay. Put that there in the middle. Um, okay. Let's make this super simple. Boom. Okay. And then we put this here. Okay. Now, from there, I can quickly map out the corners. Okay. Now, from there, what I can do, okay, boom. The box here. Another box here. Box. Now, this might seem weird, but it's a good tool to learn for perspective. Didn't realize how helpful this actually would be until I did it. Okay. Oh, what was it? I was at a comic convention, and one of the writers that I was, that I've, he's a nice guy, a little overzealous when coming to sell his book, but originally he's kind of toned down a little bit. But he describes his one book as John Wick meets the supernatural. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie Bright, but he's telling me about, you know, demon detective, you know, going around hunting and all this stuff, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like that's cool. That's cool concept, but hey, you know, you know, does it really need does something like John Wick really need to be supernatural? Like, ooh, really that supernatural? I mean, like, let's get serious. His nickname is the Boogeyman. Do you really want somebody like, John Wick showing up out of nowhere, having superpowers, or at least the supernatural ability to do something? Like, just imagine what that would look like. Heck, he'd probably, if the Boogeyman, if, you know, that was the case, the Boogeyman would be even scared of John Wick. Because as good as John Wick is in his job, having that slight edge of super abilities would take him to a whole new level. Although, what was it? I don't know if you guys have ever read the series Berserker, which is actually written by Keanu Reeves and somebody else, and it yeah, they based the character to look more like Keanu Reeves, which is understandable. I mean, he's a big star. Why wouldn't you do that? So, mapped out. We'll go here. So we got a slight turn, bigger turn, and so forth. Now we can also uh, oh, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna grab my water. Left it way over on the other side of the desk. As you can see, based on my camera, this area down here, this is my whole desk. This is my drafting table. This is my computer desk. You guys can see kind of like my whole setup almost. Um, that's my wife's desk behind me. I originally had my desk and everything set up in the basement, but then she's like, put it alone up here. I'm like, okay, well, we can always take up that one room, extra space in our house, because we were originally going to turn this into a gaming area, but we decided that we're going to take it over for our office, and we have so the ceiling here slants, and my thought process is I've got so many of these prints that I have from art, conventions and everything, that I'm going to put them in frames, and then put them on the ceiling area here, which will be kind of cool. Because I get to display them all, which is going to be hard AF, and two, kind of inspirational type thing. You get to see a lot more of the art I really like. It's like, I've got a print over here on the wall of Jim Lee. I've now got one of Greg Capullo. Um, got two by David Finch, but I also have um, the book by him from when he was doing the Monday Night Draw stuff. He did a Kickstarter to do a book for that, but that's also signed. Um, which I also have my book from Jim Lee's side because he's got the Icons book. I was like, oh, cool, I'll get that. Um, don't remember if I got a print by Mark Silvestri. I definitely got his book. Man, that guy just goes. When when I watched him draw, what the heck was it? Um, Something from Witchblade. I didn't realize Mark was more of a, yeah, he's an overall artist, but he is more of organic artist. So when he does armor, you would think, oh, armor. So we'll get, we've got the arm here, and then here's the other part of the arm. You know, it's rounded in. We get this shape and everything. Okay, so we've got the forearm and all this stuff, right? You would think, okay, now here's the shoulder. We can do like this blocky, boom, here's that, and this shape comes in here. We pop, okay, there's that blocked out shape, and then we go block out that shape in here, kind of blend that in, and then, oh, well, hey, there. He's more of a, okay, you've got that, we've got that shape and that overall form, and he's over there like, okay, how do I make this look like it's armor, but then on top of that we make it look like it's human and organic, and oh, okay, like I was working on, they did Top Cow did a couple contests, and the year I decided I was going to try to enter, it was for the Darkness. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen The Darkness. The Darkness, like, head-wise, the guy has a mask on. And when you think, oh, he's got an armor mask on, right? You would think, okay, it's just like, it, it looks, here and that. No, he's got like this shape, and this flows into that. And I'm like, oh, he's got a mask that like that's on, because what it does is then it covers his eyes or transforms his eyes to be this green hue, and then it comes up over here, then leaves the rest of his head, and you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I think of the Todd McFarlane Spawn, the beginning issues where it was more of a, oh, look, I can take off my cowl, you know and you can see my dead skin and all this stuff, but then turn it into a symbiote type of thing. For Mark though, it's just, oh, you want armor? Let's put on this. Oh, you want a third arm? Okay, because he did Cyberforce, and it was another contest right there. And I was like, I looked at it, I didn't realize they had a guy that was got 3 arms. And I'm like, my buddy is a chiropractor, and at the time I was entering, he was like, you know, he was studying his anatomy, and I've been studying it because of art and all this other stuff, and we're looking at it going like reasonably. Okay, okay, so we've got the body here, okay, and you've got this shape here, okay. This shoulder blade is how your arm attaches, okay. Well, if you think about it, here's your spine, here's your shoulder blade, and mind you, I don't know if you've ever played golf. Your your shoulder's basically sitting on a golf tee. So that shoulder blade is, anytime you lift your arm up, the shoulder blade has to come. So if your shoulder is sitting here and you go to lift your arm, you got to get it there. It's got to come up and under just to get that the right to stay in place. If it didn't, your shoulder would be screwed like royally. So it was kind of nice to see some of that. But then I'm sitting there looking at it like, are each arm moving individually? Is this one shoulder blade with three little outlets, so that way you have three different arms coming off that spot? Then I looked at it and I'm like, those are metal arms. Does it really matter? You're not going to have the muscle development the same. One could be real, or one could have the same structure, but the other two aren't going to have that same structure. So does it really matter? And your muscles development would be way different because you've got more muscles in that area. And I'm like, why did I make this super complicated? Realistically, I draw a shoulder, another shoulder that's underneath here, and then a third shoulder underneath there. So that way, shoulder, 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 shoulder number one. Okay, shoulder number two, shoulder number three, all coming off of one body. And I go, man, why did I do that to myself? Why did I make it that complicated? And oh, oh, I don't know if I saved that particular picture. Um, if I find it next time, I'll show you guys. But I drew two of the characters from that. I don't think I put in that sketchbook. Maybe it might be in one of my sketchbooks. I can't remember. But I drew two of the characters from Cyberforce because that was another contest. I wanted to get myself familiar with the characters. I know one of the characters that everybody loves from that series. Oh, what is it? Ripclaw. He's similar to like a Wolverine style character, but instead of the claws coming out here, his fingers became claws, and they were cybernetics more than anything. So, oh, wow, it's only 11. Let me double check. Streaming for. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for another 10 minutes or so. Um, I have a very long day ahead of me tomorrow. My wife and I are going to be going to the zoo with my kids, and we're meeting up with one of her coworkers and their kid um, to go like trick or treating at the zoo. And I need to get some sleep for tomorrow. I would have streamed this afternoon. Man, I passed out for about an hour. Like I could not. I tried two energy drinks. I tried my oolong tea. Nothing was getting me up this morning. I got to a certain part and I just went bam, I'm out. So of course I just realized I have all these dry erase markers my wife had bought me, and I haven't used them yet because I haven't really sat down to think of more storage stuff. But I found out playing around with these found out I can actually write on here. Oh, you guys can't see that. Cool, huh? So the fact that I can do that, and then on top of that, I can erase it, and it won't have to leave a mark and everything. I'm excited for that because when I am, it's going to see, no, when I get working and thinking of concepts and all sorts of stuff, I'm really going to just, I'm going to be like, I need something to write with. I do it on my piece of papers all the time, and then I forget where I put them. Here, they'll be here, and then on top of that, I can take a picture, and boom, I got them. So, and then, which is weird because I found out through one of the conventions, it's how a lot of comic books start. They get a whiteboard and they just start going, throw that up there. Okay, it goes in there. Okay, throw that up there. It goes right there. And there's so much that goes into it that I'm like, this is crazy. Oh, what? Oh, that was one thing I could do. Pick a point. I can. Okay, let me. Okay, now, let's see. Fabric. Let's. I need to work on some fabric stuff. I need to get slightly better with folds. There was same artist I got from this one. They also did something about fabric that I was like, oh, that's a really cool concept. So if I, oh, that was it. So if I take one point, another point, and I do this, where so now, so if you were to think of it as a cape has 2 points each side, potentially coming around. Okay, so here, let's go. Make a sphere or a circle. Now, if we were to do this from the back, this way we know that this is back. Say this is 1 point, this is another point. Come, okay, so it comes out and over. So a nice little cape effect here. Even though that's the back of the neck. Shoulder in. Boom. Yep. I just realized it was something I could do. I was like, oh man, I haven't sat there and practiced that. So yeah, I sit here and when the guy broke it down, I was like, oh, I could do this, and then all this material, like you know, even a cylinder. He goes, draw a cylinder. Okay. Okay. If I was to rotate this, let's say this is the rotation direction. Okay. I believe it said that if you rotate into it, it would have more. I'll have to look at that one again. That one it was a cool concept and it was kind of a cool explanation of it. But with that being said, I am starting to feel the weight of the sleep hit me. So I am going to start closing up here. I will be back on tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. I gotta start remembering to tell you guys that I'm a Midwest person, so I gotta remember that you guys need a Central Standard Time 10 o'clock. So if you're on the East Coast, it'll be 11 o'clock your time. If you're on the West Coast, it will be 8 o'clock your time. Okay. After we get out the U.S., I'm just like you do the math. Okay. If it's 11 o'clock my time or 10 o'clock my time, you want to add if you're going to the east of me and subtract if you're going to the west of me. Unless you're in Australia, then you're probably gonna be a whole day ahead of me. So, because what is it? I set my clock up on my watch. Where is it? That's not. Where did I put it? I want my. Oh, there it is. World clocks. Okay, so if my time is 11:12. Time in Dublin right now is 5:12 a.m. They're 6 hours ahead of me. Los Angeles is 2 hours behind, so they're at 9:12 right now. Miami's at 12:12. Make a wish. New York is the same. London is 6 hours ahead. Paris is 7. Now, it's Tokyo or Melbourne. Okay, so Tokyo, it is 1:13 in the afternoon for them. Okay, because they're 14 hours ahead. Melbourne is 16 hours ahead. Okay. Now, mind you, only reason I have. Okay, so I've got New York, Miami, London, Paris, and Melbourne. The only reason I have those is because I'm a tennis coach. I need to know what time it is for the major tennis events. Okay, so in like January, they always have the Australian Open. I can't watch it live because if I try to watch it live, like I just told you, if I was trying to watch it live, it would be 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'd have to watch it now, and be up until about 4 a.m. I cannot afford to do that. I have 2 young kids that will wake my butt. They will be up by the time I have to try to go to bed, which will kill me in the long run for sleep wise. I am not kidding. So at that particular moment, I was like, nope, I'm done. So you guys have a good one. I will see you again tomorrow at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time because I am in the Chicagoland area. You guys have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll probably be working on the cover again. And if you have questions, feel free to ask when I'm drawing tomorrow. Okay? You guys have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow.